Does that really make sense? First of all, is it enforceable? And does it make any sense at all? It seems to me you're trying to remove God from the system, but you're creating a problem.
Again, if you're going to have a child stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance, then right there, the teacher's actually dictating that there is a God. So it's at some point you have to, if the child's wondering who that God is, it's very hard to separate the two.
So it's rather a hypocritical system where you announce to the kid that there is a God, He's a creator, we're one nation under God, but we can't talk about it.
That's correct.
And Kenny, do you feel that there is a solution to this dilemma that the courts have with trying to keep everybody happy, all the different groups of people happy, yet and yet in balance everybody's interest, yet keep God in the school?
Yes, because the Constitution says here, the First Amendment of the Constitution guarantees the free exercise of religion. So you don't have to go to school and be a Buddhist to still believe in Buddhism.
So what?
Even if Christianity is taught in that school.
Now, if public money is being spent to teach Christianity in the schools, do you think public money should be also spent to teach Buddhism in the schools?
No. Because this is not what the country was built on. If they start teaching Buddhism or Hinduism or, let's say, Islam, I'll use Islam as an example, are they prepared that people might start converting into Islam and this might become an Islamic country? There's a law called Sharia law, which I have studied out lately. Sharia law is basically Islam law. It's a law that is not even agreed upon by 99% of Muslims. Sharia law are laws that extreme Muslims have made up, saying, for example, if you're a Muslim woman and you're married and you are found to commit adultery in an Islamic country like Afghanistan, you can be facing the death penalty. So are they prepared that if they start opening Muslim studies in schools, are people prepared to accept these laws? I believe they're not.
So, okay. So would you be saying then that that religion shouldn't be taught in the school?
No, because it's not a religion that I think people in this country are going to agree on. Maybe except the Muslims.
So,
if they want to believe that, fine, but don't bring it into a school. That's going to cause a lot of chaos with religion.
An interesting point on that, I think, is the fact that Thomas Jefferson didn't have any problem being a religious person. And he also believed in the First Amendment and believed in what he called as a separation between church and state. However, you have the document saying we're one nation under God, and that we have a creator. And for the first 150 years or so, religion was taught in every school.
Not just that, the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the Republic for which it stands, we say one nation under God. If we're one nation under God, and we believe that God is the God of the Bible, why take that out of America? It's like Hal said, so if you start saying we're going to take God out of the schools, then the whole Declaration of Independence needs to be just thrown in the trash.
Is it realistic for the court to decide or figure a way? Is it realistic for them to really be neutral on these issues? Hal?
The school system?
the courts, the Supreme Courts, can they really be neutral in this? Can they stay out of everything and supervise, but yet supervise these issues as they come up?
Well, I believe when you're going to be a state official, a judge, or a military person, there's certain foundations of beliefs that you have to follow, and part of those beliefs are founded on the Christian theme. If you're going to take Christianity completely out of our laws, rules, and regulations, then it's a free-for-all. It's if you're going to try someone in trial, what fundamental beliefs are you going to try? How do you know what's right or wrong and why you should put them in jail?
And I suppose along those lines, doesn't the president take an oath on the Bible?
President takes an oath on the Bible.
Don't the court systems require an oath?
They do.
So again, you have a problem. To me, it seems like the Supreme Court would have to take these issues up, one ridiculous case after another. Maybe somebody brings the Bible into school, and some teacher picks it up and reads them a passage, and someone's offended by that. Or someone makes another poster, but this one is not of Jesus, it's of Moses. These cases could go on ad infinitum, and we're going to make the Supreme Court rule on these on a case-by-case basis. Doesn't it make more sense to let the school boards handle this matter? Hal, what would you say?
The school boards.
Shouldn't the school boards handle what should be taught in the classroom?
The school boards should be allowed to teach things that are automatic, like English and all that, yes. But they should not decide whether or not you should be not allowed to be taught your Christian faith, if that's what you believe.
Right, I see what you're saying. They're not to discriminate against your Christian faith, is what you're saying.
Right.
But so many of these school boards wanted to eliminate evolution in the school system. And they tried. And try as they will, they were struck down. And there was no way around it. They couldn't even say, well, okay, we'll allow evolution, but we want creation too, equal time. The court wouldn't even allow that. So don't you think we should say, Supreme Court, you're wrong about that? If the school board wants to eliminate evolution, let them do that. If they want to promote Christianity in schools like it was 100 years ago, then let them do that. Hal, what do you think of that?
Well, as I said before, evolution is just founded on theory. It's not something that can be proven. The Big Bang and so forth. I think that for that to be mandated, yet they say they separate church from state with the First Amendment, I'm not sure how they're mandating evolution, considering it's a religion.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think this, by the way, is a live issue. This is not a dead issue. In Kansas in 2005, August 9th, the Kansas State Board of Education drafted new science standards that require critical analysis of evolution, including scientific evidence refuting the theory, which opponents analyzed as effectively stating that intelligent design should be taught. The new standards also provided a definition that science does not preclude supernatural explanations, and were approved by a 6-4 vote on November 8, 2005. The administration changed in 2007. The Kansas State Board of Education approved a new curriculum which removed any reference to intelligent design as part of science. So this is a battle that's ongoing. It's a live issue, and I think tonight we made some very good points, and there's a lot more to talk about. But I think we've hit on some excellent topics and good discussion. And I thank both of you for being on the show. And that's a wrap for tonight. Thank you.